Okay, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Now, I've never read the comic, so I have absolutely no idea if this was close to the way the comic is or not. This is a very different sort of movie. It's kind of like Michael Cera, who plays Scott Pilgrim, is living a life in kind of like a video game. And then he runs into this girl named Ramona, who he falls in love with, and then has to battle the League of Evil Exes. There's seven of them, and they're not all guys. And whenever he fights them, it normally kind of goes into kind of like a Marvel versus Capcom sort of fight scenario, with lots of, hyper attacks and special abilities, and it's it's bizarre, to say the least. It was unique to see him fight Chris Evans, who is the Human Torch and is going to be Captain America. And then he fights Brandon Roth, who most people know as Superman from that really horrible Superman Returns. But Brandon Roth is a vegan, and being vegan, he has psychic powers, and his eyes glow white, and his hair kind of flows up like he's from Dragon Ball Z. Michael Cera and Karen Culkin, who plays his gay roommate, they have really good chemistry. But Karen Culkin's character spends most of the movie essentially drunk. Scott Pilgrim was also in a band. So a lot of it is him playing the music, and when his band plays music, they have like a lighting effect. There's a lot of special effects in this movie. The one problem is, though, this movie is a shade under 2 hours long. And when they're doing the fight sequences, it's pretty entertaining. It's the downtime in between those that really make this movie kind of drag on. This really felt like it should have been, hour and 30, hour and 35 tops. If you are more of a gaming fan, especially if you become more of an older gaming fan. The name of his band is Sex Babam. Yes, like the small exploding guy from Super Mario Bros. 2. He does, of course, get a one-up, which he uses later on, when he pulls out like a flaming sword from his chest for part of the final battle against Jason Schwartzman. The weird thing is, the acting for all the main characters, not that bad. It's just really bizarre and kind of dry. Michael Cera, he does bring his standard Michael Cera bizarrely awkward, comedy and everything. And special effects wise, it's good. It just seems to take an absolute eternity for this movie to go anywhere. It takes like the first 50 minutes. He beats two evil exes. One of them involves, like, the middle of the fight, it stops, and there's like a song and dance number. This was a very unique movie. I can safely say I tried to like it, and there are moments that are really funny. Seeing Brandon Roth in like all white, glowing with power like a Super Saiyan, that was kind of funny. How he defeats one of the X's with like a simple touch, and how the X's always explode into coins. Like it's a video game. Interesting, but the runtime just really it just drags in certain spots. It seems like it goes really fast and frenetic, and then it's like a 5-10 minute slow spot, which really probably could have been tightened up by a little bit here and there. So, unless you are a gaming fan, this movie is probably not the movie for you. Being a standard comic book fan, this was, beyond some of the cameo parts, this is really not that solid of a movie. It seems to go on for too long, and The fighting is done well. The acting's done well. It just it does not mesh. Does not mesh at all. And that's Scott Pilgrim versus the World.